very secure in who we are, and we love each other a lot. I want him to do what makes him happy. He wants me to do what makes me happy.
Dolly Parton and Carl Dean have been together for more than 50 years, but their love story is still a mystery. Carl hasn't been in the news much, but Dolly's star has always been shining bright. But why has this quiet man been with her for so long? Is it his constant help, or do we need to find out something else? Hold on. We're going to talk about their strange rise to fame, the secrets of Dolly and Carl's timeless bond. The love story between Dolly Parton and Carl Dean is one of the most beautiful and secret ones among famous people. They first met in 1964, but not on a fancy movie set or at a party. As a young woman, Dolly tried to fit in with country music after getting off the bus in Nashville. Carl saw her outside of a laundry room. Even though she wasn't the star she would become, he fell in love with her right away. Dolly and Carl hit it off right away and quickly became close. In the beginning, their partnership was easy. Dolly really wanted to be a famous singer, but Carl didn't like being in the spotlight. He stayed away from the media and the public eye because he worked in building and had a quiet job. Your work started to take off, and soon you could see Dolly on TV and magazines and on tour with a lot of people. But Carl was never the type to enjoy the good times. He would have rather stayed out of sight and behind the scenes. For both of them, the need to be alone was very important. Dolly has always been pretty open about how much she loves Carl, but she also understands that he wants to stay out of the spotlight. They both knew that their relationship could only last if it was just between them two. Dolly was open about how much she loved him, but Carl kept his life very secret. He would rarely be seen in public with her, and he didn't speak much about their personal life to the press. Dolly and Carl thought their long-lasting marriage would be based on their keeping some things hidden. People became even more interested in their relationship because Carl didn't say anything. Carl's friends began to wonder what kind of person he really was. Why did he stay out of sight? Was he shy, or did he have a mysterious air about him? Dolly has always talked about bits and pieces of their life together, like how they support each other, love each other, and keep their marriage strong. People were even more interested in Carl because he stayed so quiet. They were interested in why he didn't talk to the press and what it was like to marry one of the most famous women in the world. Dolly talks a lot about how important Carl is to her work. Without his quiet strength and help, she says, she wouldn't be where she is now. Their love story shows that even in a world full of cameras and people, it is possible to hold on to something special and private. A lot of people dreamed of what it would be like to know Carl for a long time, but Dolly always gave people a glimpse into their unique life together. They seemed to connect even more miraculously because Dolly was so open and Carl was so quiet. Carl Dean's rare appearances. Carl Dean isn't seen by most people very often. Dolly is always the star, but Carl would rather be hidden. He doesn't usually show up to important events, and when he does, it's usually not very often. Dolly's birthday is one of the most interesting days. Carl doesn't like the attention, but every once in a while he'll sneak up to party with her. Dolly takes the stage, but Carl stays out of the way. He stands off to the side and seems happy to support her from the background. Dolly made another unusual public appearance when she got several awards. Carl would sometimes show up with her, but he wasn't there when the cameras or the interviews were rolling. He would rather keep quiet so Dolly can shine. But Carl doesn't want to be the center of attention. He just wants his wife to be recognized. His desire to keep things secret is only added to his mystery. People don't see much of Carl's life, but Dolly's fame keeps growing. Most people don't know much about Carl. Carl has only done a few interviews in his whole life, but fans have always been excited about them. When he talks, he opens up in a way that other people find very interesting. Fans want to know what Carl has to say about his marriage to Dolly and their life together because every conversation is important. Still, he always picks good words to say. He doesn't say much, but when he does, he means what he says. Because he doesn't say much, the few things he does say are often simple but deep, which adds to his wonder. People are interested in Carl because he doesn't say much. When everyone else is talking, Carl's silence only makes people wonder more. His few appearances and short comments build suspense and make people wonder about the quiet guy who has been with Dolly for so long. He is more appealing because he stays out of the spotlight. When he does talk, it's like a special treat that everyone looks forward to. Dolly Parton's quiet husband, Carl Dean, finally breaks his silence. Find out why this rare moment is so captivating. What Carl finally said. Carl Dean kept quiet for many years about his connection with Dolly Parton, letting her tell their tale to the public. But Carl stunned supporters in 2024 when he broke his quiet in a rare, exposing interview. Dolly was being praised for her musical prowess at a special function where this happened. Carl, for the first time, opened up to a reporter on how he felt about his long marriage while Dolly was praised. Carl revealed in his rare interview his intense affection for Dolly and discussed what it has been like to be her supporter in public light. Though Dolly has always been the star, he said, their relationship is based on love, trust, and respect. His comments gave supporters a rare look into their personal life and demonstrated how deeply personal a bond entrenched in over 50 years forms their love story. Carl also made it quite evident that although Dolly is a worldwide celebrity, their safe haven has always been their house. He underlined that although everyone else may have their own Dolly, he is the one who gets to keep the woman he married. His words exposed the subdued strength Dolly has received over years. Carl has always been there for her, putting their private lives above notoriety, even if she is not in the public eye. Carl's candor really moved his fans. Many of them praised his integrity. Still, Dolly felt the most impact from his remarks. She talked of how moved she felt about Carl's choice to speak up. She admitted that she had never pushed him to express his emotions. Rather, his decision to do so was a lovely event in their marriage. Carl's increased candor affected public opinion of their relationship. Dolly's candor had always been appreciated by her fans, but Carl's unusual remarks gave their love story more depth. According to his remarks, their relationship has always been about more than public attention. It is based on mutual respect and trust. Dolly regards Carl as an equal partner, and his openness to communicate his sentiments provided people a greater understanding of their connection. This rare moment of openness lets everyone realize that relationships are more than just what first greets the sight. By demonstrating that their love story is a wonderful blend of celebrity and private life, one founded on love, respect, and a strong, unchangeable bond, Carl's words enabled supporters to connect with him and Dolly on a deeper level. The surprising impact of Carl's rare words. Carl Dean's rare public comments had a big impact right away on both the media and fans. Carl hadn't been seen or heard in Dolly Parton's life for years, and fans only knew about him from the touching stories she told about him. When Carl finally brought up their marriage, there was a strong response. When Carl spoke out, many of his friends said they loved the couple even more because of how open and honest he was. People used to be interested and guess about their marriage, but now they respect and admire them a lot. It's clear that Carl's words made their already loving relationship more complicated. The news quickly picked up on Carl's surprising comments, and talk began right away. News outlets rushed to report on what he said, using quotes and studying his one-of-a-kind conversation. As you might expect, the news about Dolly and Carl's wedding was very interesting. Magazine articles in print and online showed how Carl's words made the couple seem more real, showing them not only as a famous power couple but also as a real couple with a strong relationship. Because Carl spoke out, their bond felt even stronger, and the media loved this new level of openness. For many, it was a rare treat, a look behind the scenes of their life, which seemed to be going so well. When Carl said those things, there was a flood of love and support on social media. People had a lot to say about his talk on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. A lot of people were touched by what he said about their lives together, and it was clear that the way supporters talked about Dolly and Carl's marriage had changed. Instead of seeing them as a strange couple, people now saw them as a great example of how to love and work together. Some fans even made memes to celebrate Carl's rare moment of honesty, while others wrote emotional posts thanking him for quiet support of Dolly over the years. On Instagram, fans posted pictures of the pair with words from Carl, which added a new level of admiration to their relationship. People talked about how important private is in relationships, especially for couples who are in the public eye. After Carl's comments got a lot of attention. Many people thought Carl's decision to keep it a secret for so long was admirable, and his short but important comments made the situation even worse. See how Carl's rare comments have changed how fans see Dolly and Carl's love. Their relationship just got stronger. The quiet strength of Dolly and Carl's bond. The public life of Dolly Parton and Carl Dean and their private marriage have come together in a unique way. The two have worked hard to keep things normal, even though Dolly is one of the most famous people in the world. Living under the bright lights of fame, they've been able to make a good life for themselves without having to worry about what other people think. This balance hasn't always been easy, but Dolly and Carl have worked hard to keep it for decades. Carl has always liked to stay out of the spotlight so that Dolly can shine. She is known for being kind, funny, and honest in public. This has helped them keep their personal life mostly out of the public eye, even as Dolly's fame grew. One of the hardest things they've had to deal with is the constant attention Dolly gets because she is so famous. Most of the time, people are very interested in her personal life, especially her long marriage to Carl. Dolly and Carl have always respected each other's need for privacy, which has kept their relationship safe even when people are interested in it. This clearly has benefits, as Carl's desire to stay out of the press has helped them build a strong relationship that isn't affected by the demands of public attention. It's not always easy, though. It can be hard for them to find that balance because of how famous Dolly is. But they have been able to keep their relationship strong by respecting each other's boundaries and keeping their life together as private as possible. Many fans admire Dolly and Carl's marriage because it is one of the few examples of a long-lasting, happy marriage between two celebrities. Many Hollywood relationships end quickly, but Dolly and Carl's marriage, which has lasted more than 50 years, is one of a kind. They have always been successful because they respect each other a lot. Dolly has said many times that Carl is her biggest fan, and that the demands of fame have never put their relationship to the test. Their love story says that real love grows in privacy, faith, and understanding, not in need of constant approval from others. Carl's few comments have helped supporters understand their connection even better. His words confirmed what many fans already thought, that they are connected through a strong bond of love and respect. Carl showed that he is still committed to Dolly by coming out, but he isn't trying to get attention. His words showed how much they love and support each other, even when no one is looking. That's the secret to their happy marriage, not big public displays of affection. The silent force behind Dolly's success. Carl Dean is not well known, but his quiet involvement in Dolly Parton's life and business has been very important to her success. Even though Dolly has always been the star, Carl has been her rock and always been there for her behind the scenes. Dolly has often said that Carl has been a constant source of strength, love, and encouragement for her, especially in the early years of her work. In interviews, she has said that he helped her through hard times without ever getting credit or attention for it. Dolly was beautiful on stage and in front of the cameras, and Carl stayed out of the way, letting her follow her dreams while making sure their home life stayed peaceful and safe. Dolly has said many times in her work that Carl's support has been very important to her success. He has kept her in check, especially during the times when fame threatened to overwhelm her, in her own words. She was able to focus on her work because he was quiet. She knew that her caring and strong partner was waiting for her at home. Even after Dolly's career took off and became famous around the world, Carl's role as her unwavering defender stayed just as important. There were many people in her life who wanted something from her, but he was the one person she could talk to, lean on, and get relief from. Carl has mostly stayed out of sight, but there is no denying that he has had an effect on Dolly's personal life and work. Because he stayed grounded and stayed out of the press, Dolly was able to thrive without the extra stress that many other famous people feel when their personal life is constantly being looked at. Usually, Dolly is the star, but Carl's steadiness has helped her do well and be happy. By being true to herself and helping Dolly in this way, Carl has helped her leave a legacy not only about her ability, but also about the love and balance she has kept in her personal life. Carl Dean has become a symbol of stability and a steady force in Dolly's meteoric success. He wanted to stay anonymous, which may have made many people ignore his impact. However, it is clear that his unwavering support was a big part of Dolly's success and happiness now. Without Carl's quiet but powerful influence, Dolly's rise to fame might have been a lot harder. He is the unsung hero in the background, and he stands for the love and stability that have made their marriage and Dolly's amazing work possible. Dolly's rise to fame wasn't just luck. Carl Dean's quiet strength played a crucial role in her success. What this means for Dolly's fans. Carl Dean's strange comments have brought Dolly Parton's fans closer to her and her relationship in a way that no one could have imagined before. Fans have been admiring Dolly from afar for years, often being interested in the quiet man she has been married to for so long. Because Carl was honest in his most recent talk, fans got to see a more personal side of their marriage. People are always interested in the private lives of celebrities, so Carl's comments make their bond stronger and make them more important. But at the same time, his quiet personality makes him seem mysterious. Fans think they know more about Carl's link now that he has spoken out. It is rare enough that their story stays interesting. It's hard to say if Carl's willingness to be more open will lead to more public events for the two of them, or if this will only happen once. Carl has been happy to stay out of the public eye, while Dolly has always been the face of their relationship. Even though his short show of emotion is rare, it could also mean that they are changing how they act in public. No matter if Carl continues to talk or not, it is clear that his words have had an effect because they give viewers a glimpse into a love story that spans decades. Carl finally making his voice heard shows how important privacy is in a famous marriage. Carl's decision to only speak out once in support of Dolly sends a strong message about the need to keep some parts of life private in a society that sometimes expects everything to be open all the time. Their love and respect for each other show what a beautiful thing it is to set boundaries, even when everyone is around. Although Carl's words aren't common, they give a wise look at a marriage that has survived and show that love doesn't need attention to grow. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more exciting content. Be sure to click on the next video popping up on your screen.